I do not own the music or clips shown. These are used for review and entertainment purposes. Thank you. Greetings, Gap Pals and Gap Pals. It's me, Camden, on channel Camden. The Fantastic Four with movies. Okay, so back in the late 80s and early 90s, Marvel tried to get their superheroes into the big screen, but they never could because they were not released. They always went to VHS. And this Fantastic Four movie was directed by the king of B movies. No, not that B movie, though I may talk about it sometime. Anyway, to direct this movie, and they didn't even know it was not going to be released until they were known. So yeah, and this movie was not very good. I can tell you. So yeah, let's begin. So we get to the opening credits, and to be honest, this reminds me of Toy Story 2. Like it really reminds me of the opening sequence of Toy Story 2, like for real. So the movie begins with a teacher teaching the class.
Physically impossible is until the discovery of Colossus.
Wait, Colossus exists in this universe, and including the X. Like they were building up a Marvel Cinematic Universe before the actual Marvel Cinematic Universe. So they go to the Storm's house where Johnny and Sue is young.
You okay?
You're not gonna miss it, are you?
You know what?
Dreamy.
Something you want to tell us, Roger Corman? Anyways, Reed Richards and Victor, they become, they're longtime friends and stuff. And then Victor Von Doom gets electrified, electrocuted. And that, gives him his powers or whatever, and makes him Dr. Doom. And then we do a time jump to 10 years later, where Reed and Ben Grimm has not aged that much. Oh, and Reed and Sue fall in love. Even though there was a flashback in the beginning of the movie of Sue being young. But in, the 10-year time jump, Sue is an adult. And, they're both adults, but still, you get what I'm saying. We know about you, Roger Corman. And we're introduced to the Jeweler. Not the Mole Man, the Jeweler. I found out that they originally wanted Mole Man to be in this movie, but instead they didn't have the rights to the character Mole Man. So instead they made up a whole new character, the Jeweler.
What's going on? Hey,
What? First, he didn't even hit her that hard. He just bumped over her shoulder, and that's it. It was just an accident, not a whole. Nextly, what's with it in movies where they bump into each other and then they look at each other and then they fall in love? It's like, oh, I'm sorry. What's your DM? Third, I think Ben Grimm's actor looks a little bit like John Cena.
The Fantastic Four.
Who said it? Who said it?
Anyway, the Fantastic Four, they go to space. And you know what happened when the Fantastic Four, they go to space. They get their powers and stuff like that.
No.
anyway, jokes aside, the thing, suit doesn't actually look that bad. And most of the budget went to this, because the movie was very low budget, which is why I laughed at Reed Richards stretching his arm. So, yeah. And later on, it doesn't even get any better. It gets funnier, actually. Oh, but also look at this line delivery. And then they get interviewed by a doctor. Also, the doctor reminds me of David Cross for some reason.
Back off, man. This is Dave Seville.
Oh yeah, Doctor Doom. Okay. Compared to all the other Fantastic Four movies, this is the most comic accurate Doctor Doom. He is. The other one is just a billionaire who gets fired and then kills his employees. Wait, that's Norman Osborn. And the other one is just some emo guy that got caught in some explosion, and then he had like metal stuck to his body. Is this version of Doctor Doom good? His acting is mostly muffling, like one of the most epic battles in history. Move away, the final battle in Endgame and the train sequence in Spider-Man 2. This is it. For context, some of Doctor Doom's minions were after the Fantastic Four, and they were wearing masks. Boy, that does not age well.
What are you, man?
I'm Batman.
The Fantastic Four, remember?
The title of the movie. They keep playing that piano music all the time in that movie. Here, listen to it.
What do you think?
Is that their main theme of this movie? Oh yes, Spider-Man had. Then you have the other super. Oh, and the Fantastic Four? Then the Fantastic Four confront Doctor Doom for their final battle.
But I am today.
I'm gonna keep mumbling and moving my hands and fingers while I'm revealing my evil plan. He said the thing. He said the catchphrase thing. He said it. He said it. Oh my lord! Look at that CGI. This is obviously low budget. Oh gosh. Oh my. Like I said, this movie was very low budget, but also you can still make good effects back in the early '90s. I mean, this came out after Star Wars, Ghostbusters, and The Donner, Superman, and Back to the Future. So yeah. Anyway, Doctor Doom falls off a cliff. And then Human Torch. Look at it. Look at it. Then Sue and Reed get married, and then the movie ends. This is a very interesting thing. You know, this movie is low budget, so you know, bad effects. But also, it's poorly acted and just very, very hammy and just very campy and just weird. But there's some hope for the Fantastic Four in the future since they're going to be in the MCU. But also, you nerds complain which movie is better and is Marvel and DC is better. Meanwhile, where this era is at peak with comic book movies. And back in the 90s, you had stuff like this, with maybe some minor exceptions. Anyway, that's my review. I just thought of something. What if this movie included something like this. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video, and I hope you'll leave a like, comment, and also subscribe. Anyway, see you guys next time.